All right, guys, just finished up another yard. So you can kind of see the difference between a yard that's not cut and a yard that's kind of manicured right there. So look at that right there. So that grass needs to be cut, mulched up leaves, things like that. Here's my yard right here. So looks way better. We're in the month of November. Actually, it's November the 1st. And there's still grass out here that needs to be cut, to tell you the truth. That's why I like having some of my customers that, I kind of offer them to say, hey, I'm gonna come, every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, every month. That kind of keeps cash coming into my pocket throughout these seasons that's slow. I don't care if it's $80, $150. Hey, money is money, and add it to your pot of your household. It's golden. You understand what I'm saying? There's people out here that's not making $100 at all, $150 at all. So you just got to kind of look at it that way. There's plenty of yards that could be cut. So right over there could be cut. Next door neighbors, things like that. You just gotta, it's chilly out here. It's chilly out here. It's like 45 degrees. Supposed to only get up to 40, 49 today. So it's little breezy out here. Nose gonna be running a little bit, but got my hoodie on, So this is what the fall weather going into the winter months look like, if you ever jump into this business. But you gotta try to stay busy. You gotta try to stay busy. I mean, it ain't just gonna come to you. You gotta get out there and establish and talk to some of your customers to say, hey, let me cut your grass until all the leaves fall down. That way I can continue to mulch them and come and manicure your yard. It's a manicure yard. I'll show you like the house when I go past it. It's compared to some of these other yards out here, it's a like this one, a next door neighbor. Some of these yards need to be cut. I mean, look at all those leaves down here. Oh, leaf job right there. See that? All those leaves right there. Yeah, leaf job. This grass right here needs to be cut. So the grass ain't stopped. It ain't stopped growing yet. Still green out here. It ain't stopped growing at all. But all I see is money. Leaves. And you just got to establish yourself in order to do that. Now, here's my manicured yard. I'll show you. So, here's the neighbor's yard. See the neighbor's yard? And here's my yard coming up. Bam. Nice cut. Fresh. The yard next door needs to be cut right here. Like, all these yards need to be cut. If you continue to let these yards grow, and when your yard is manicured down, the leaves don't stay in the yard. They don't get caught in the high grass. They tend to run off. Some of the properties that you have, depending on when the wind is blowing and all that. But if you got grass that's out there that's kind of didn't get cut at all, those last couple of cuts that you could have cut in October and November, if you didn't cut it and it got kind of tall like you just seen, the leaves just get caught in there, and that's more of a job for you to do, more work that your blowers are going to be trying to blow those leaves up out of that tall grass. If it's not tall, it's easy to move those leaves. So that's just another trick or thing that you should be aware of. If you cut your yard down. Now at the end of the season, I start cutting my yards down to like 3 inches. Like I'm about to aerate the yard. I don't scalp it or anything like that, but I cut it low enough where, so your grass is still growing throughout the winter months underneath the soil. But as soon as that spring hit, it's gonna shoot up. And if you didn't cut that grass a couple of times throughout the season, at the tail end of the season, and it's kind of long, then you're gonna be doing more work in the springtime trying to double cut and triple cut that yard, or just trying to get it back into shape. You're gonna spend more time on it. That's kind of what I found out throughout the years. So now, as I'm getting more and more into the business, as far as more years into the business, seeing these little things going on, I tweak my routine. I tweak what I do. Like usually a couple of years ago, I would be done with it. I would be done with all my yards. Straight up. In October, as soon as October hit, I'm like, I'm done. And then when I come back to the yard, you still got October is kind of growing. November is still kind of growing. And then December, it might start still kind of growing and it goes dormant. And then when you come back in March, it's kind of tall. It's laying down, but it's kind of tall where you might have to, double, triple cut it, because that grass starts laying down, and then the new grasses start growing up, and you got that other grass. You just spend more time on your grass when you don't try to take care of these yards. And you'll have some pushback from some customers to say, hey, my grass is not growing anymore. Can you take me off the schedule? Or even if they said, hey, can you take me off the schedule, and you still see leaves and it's like this now, you can say, hey, I was wondering if I could run something past you. I was wondering if I could still continue to come over and cut your yard. I'm really not actually cutting your grass, but I'm mulching up the leaves, which is good for nutrients for your grass. It's almost like a fertilizer, so that you can have that over the winter time. But I'm going to still come back and cut your grass every 2 to 3 weeks, or every 3 weeks, or you can even say every month. So you got October, November, December, and then you can offer to shovel their snow. You could, hey, when it snows, do you have anyone to shovel your snow? Now you might start out with a shovel or maybe a snow blower. Cool. That's all it takes to get the job done. A nice snow blower and a couple of shovels, you're good. You don't have to have the snow raider or anything like that. It could be you and somebody else shoveling the snow. Or just get you a snow blower so that you're not, exerting a lot of energy when you do like the driveways or whatever. There's a lot of people out here that they just not aware of somebody that can come out and just shovel the snow in front of the front door, the steps, They're just not aware of that. But you make it aware to them that you can do that. And that'll kind of keep you some money filtering in during the wintertime. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah, do I like wanting to get out and be like, oh, God, I feel like that sometimes. I'll tell myself, man, it's snowing outside. I know I'm going to have to go do some snow. But then I pump myself up and say, hey, you can make $200 today. You can make $300 today. And it motivates me to get out there. And with the snow raider, it can kind of be fun sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make the job like, man, challenging, Yeah, you're out there in the snow and stuff, but then that's when you price your your driveways and your sidewalks accordingly, that it's worth your while. So that's all I do, guys. And I just try to stay busy during the winter months, and that way it helps me carry me over. Plus, it keeps me moving. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's going to be only so much that I can do around the house when the winter hits, or outside. So it keeps me moving. It keeps me, keeps some of the exercise going on. Lord knows I need some exercise, and I'm gonna start trying to work back out again. I just need to work back out again. The older you get, you got to do strength training. You got to do strength training the older you get, because you start to lose muscle mass. So, and what creeps in is like grass and weeds. The more muscle you have, the less fat you have. The more grass you have, the less weeds you have. So I look at it that way. So if you kind of getting older like myself, I'll be 49 in December, hitting that 50 mark the next following year in 2026. But I'll be 49, and you just got to do a lot of strength training, because that gives you longevity in life and promotes you from not injuring yourself or getting hurt most of the time. Say, for instance, I end up falling on the ground. I fell before, but I didn't break any bones or anything like that. I was lucky. But that might be due to the fact that I'm constantly lifting, I'm constantly pushing, I'm tugging, I'm doing all this stuff all the time when I'm out here doing lawn care. I told you, lawn care is a physical business to get into. People don't realize that and notice that until they actually get in it. And if you're not in shape, it can kind of be challenging, or if you're not somewhat in shape, it can be challenging. So yeah, it's all about trying to stay healthy. But anyway, guys, let me get out of here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.